Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time viewing my channel, my name is Monica. Here on this channel I do DIYs, crafting, and occasionally revamping items that I currently have in my house. We have three simple, easy, beautiful fall projects that we're going to get into today. So let's not prolong the time anymore. Let's get started with DIY number one. For DIY number one, we're simply going to take an inexpensive candle, a Glade candle, and we're just going to paint over it with a chalk paint to give it a more fall color and add a little wording. Here you see me spraying it down with an alcohol. Now I like, anytime I'm using glass or a ceramic towel, I like to spray it down first with an alcohol. That is to get rid of any dust that may be on it or any dirt or whatever. And it also allows the paint to adhere better to the glass or ceramic towel when you clean it off with alcohol. Now the mixture that I'm using here is one of my DIY chalk paints, but you can buy chalk paint in the color that you want. This is more like a hunter green. So I'm going to paint the entire candle vase with this hunter green. And on mine, now I could have got away with one coat, but I did do 2 coats of paint, of the chalk paint on here. And going to be using this foil paper. I'm just going to cut it out. Now you can cut it out with any scissors. These are some scissors that I've had for years. They're like decorative shears that cut out a pattern for you on the edges of whatever you're cutting out. So that's what I'm using here. This is more so like a copper tone foil paper that I'm using on here. Now when I get my shape cut out, and I'm sorry I'm out of frame, I thought the camera was showing what I was doing, but there you go. I cut out just a little name tag. Here I'm using a simple glue stick. I'm gonna apply it to the vase. Now when I get finished with that, I'm then gonna take the Dollar Tree stickers and I'm gonna put on there number 1 or number 3, because I did do others before this. So this is going to be like number 3. So I'm using the letter N. Now for the little O portion, as you can see here, I'm taking that little centerpiece out of the number 8. And I'm applying that on there. Now that number 8 has a little white dot also in the middle. So I'm just going to take one of these black furniture markers, as you can see I'm doing here, and just covering up that white spot. And that will complete DIY number 1. Okay, moving on to DIY number 2. Here we'll be making a coaster, more of a fall coaster, and simply using that same DIY chalk paint that I'm using. Here you see me cleaning it down with the actual alcohol. Now once I get finished cleaning this down with the alcohol, I would then apply some matte Mod Podge to it, just a real thin coat. I do this sometimes because this also allows the paint to adhere to the project a little bit better, and because this design is on here, so I wanted to put the Mod Podge over there so that my paint can adhere to this a little bit better. But I did apply 2 coats of the paint, and as you can also see up in the corner there, I have one of Dollar Tree's 2021 calendars, and I will flip that over on the back. On the back they have the small images that are inserted into the calendar. And so I'll be cutting off one of the little fall images and cutting that out and applying that to the center of my towel. And I say towel, but this is actually a coaster that has already been made. But you can purchase a cheap, inexpensive towel from your local home improvement stores such as Lowe's, Ace, Home Depot. I know that I always get mine from Lowe's for around about 15 cents to 30 cents. Real cheap, really inexpensive. So you can, if you don't have any coasters that you have already at the house, just go and purchase one of these inexpensive ceramic towel pieces from Lowe's, Home Depot, or Ace. Now, as you can see here, I'm turning the calendar over and I'm going to cut out that little square fall piece that I have. Now, these can be done for any season. Since fall is, we're doing fall DIYs, I want to do one of the fall images. So as I stated, I'm going to put this in the center. I'm just using a simple glue stick, applying that on. Now, I will not show on here, but because if you actually are going to be using this for the purposes of putting glasses and all that on, just put a small portion of Mod Podge on top. Now, that will change the actual scheme of it. Won't have a more matte finish. It will have a slight gloss on it. Even though you may use the matte Mod Podge, it still will have a gloss on it. And this will complete DIY number 2. Okay, moving on to our last DIY number 3. Here you see I have one of the wired pumpkins, which is pretty large, you guys, that I got from Dollar Tree. Now, I'm going to just simply spray paint this pumpkin, and I will show you the spray paint color in the next slide that you see. Now, I did do about 3 coats of the spray paint. I spray painted the front and the back with this metallic metallic bronze spray paint. Now here we're just going to simply make, after you choose whichever color that you want to spray paint it, or you can actually leave it the same color that it is if you like that green color. I'm just simply going to make a simple bow. And as I said, you guys, I'm sorry I'm out of range here, but I'm just simply taking some burlap fabric, burlap ribbon, excuse me, not fabric, from Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna cut 4 pieces down to the same size. Then I'm gonna take a longer piece and just loop it together like a bow, and I'm gonna apply all of those together and just spread it out into a bow form. Now, once I do that, I'm then, as you can see here, those are the 4 different pieces that I cut down to the same size. Now, once I get ready to put the bow on, I will be using a zip tie. Now here I'm basically just taking the actual longer piece and looping it into the form of a bow. I'm then going to apply that on top of the 4 pieces that I cut out. I'm going to pinch it together in the middle. I'm then going to take the zip tie, apply it around the actual bow, and I'm going to apply it around one of the wires at the top of the pumpkin. And this will secure the bow onto the pumpkin. Now, as you can see, this one is red. However, because of how I actually fluffed out my bow, the zip tie is not seen, but you can paint over the zip tie or use a darker color zip tie. Now here I didn't have a button. I wanted a button to put in the center of my bow, but this was just a piece of an old earring that I had that I'm applying to the center of the bow. So whatever you want, you can apply a flower to the middle, a button if you have a button, or any like little large round object to put in the center just to give it a little bit more character. And you guys, that completes our DIY number. Thank you all for viewing my channel. Once again, look in that description box so you know that all of the supplies that were used on today. Leave a comment letting me know which DIY that you like, and also leave me a comment and let me know some of the DIYs that you would like for me to do on this channel. Also hit that thumbs up button if you haven't done so as of yet. Subscribe to this channel also, and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video. Remember, you can follow me on Instagram at UKNEIK. Have a wonderful day.